that are exceptions to the Illinois Open Meetings Act. C9, student discipline. C1, personal matters, specific personal appointment, employment, compensation, performance, and dismissals. And C11, legal matters, actual or threatened litigation. At this time, I would like to ask for a motion to go into open session.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Ms. Lenzing, second by Mr. Riddle. We need a roll call vote, please.
Ms. Fabian, Ms. Hannah, Ms. Lenzing.
Yes.
Mr. McBride.
Yes.
Ms. Ramirez.
Yes.
Mr. Riddle.
Yes.
President Rodriguez.
Yes, motion carries. We are now in open session. Bill, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Vukovich, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Okay, next item on the agenda is the President's report. I have a very short report. On September 11th, I was present at the Intergovernmental Committee Luncheon, which took place at the Waukegan History Museum at the Carnegie. State's Attorney Ed Reinhardt was there, along with Mayor Sam Cunningham. And the focus of the meeting was pretty much a discussion of some of the issues relating to immigration and ICE and the counties and the city's position with regards to dealing with the situations that might arise. Dr. Cesario was present at the meeting also, and he did there he is in the back. He did an excellent job of presenting the district's policy and the preparedness that the district has gone through in expectation of situations that might arise. On September 16th, our board self-evaluation meeting was canceled. We were supposed to have with IASB facilitator Laura Martinez. And this is a follow-up to the previous meeting that we had. And we are now looking for available dates to continue the process. And so, board members, I think you've all been asked for your availability on certain dates. If you'd please respond, we'd like to nail down a date before Ms. Martinez's calendar is filled, because those dates are offered to other districts too. So we want to grab the date that's going to be most convenient for us early. September 19th, we welcomed Dr. Tony Sanders, the Illinois State Superintendent of Education, to McCall School. And it was really a beautiful event. I've got to say that Principal Carol May really did a beautiful job of showcasing McCall School and putting on a very good image of District 60. So I just want to commend everybody that was involved in that, in particular Principal May. And it was really great to see Dr. Sanders there. I had never met him before, and he's really a very down-to-earth guy. And I asked him if he'd ever been a teacher, just the way he was interacting with the kids. He was sitting down on the floor in one of the classrooms, sitting down with the kids, actually interacting with them. And he says, no, he's never been a teacher, but he just loves kids. So he's a good man for the job, and it's really great to meet him and have him visit our district. And that is it. That's my report. Student board member report. Do we have our student board members here? Okay. Oh, okay. They are otherwise engaged at the moment. We will be back to them. Okay. Moving on to item 7, special recognition and presentation. Spotlight on 60.
Hi there, I'm Laura Frankart, one of the Family and Community Engagement Managers for the district. Tonight is our annual Hispanic Heritage Celebration at Brookside Campus. We are offering a great menu from Catered Productions, a fantastic singer while we're in, looking at our student exhibits from 5:30 to 6:30, and then as we transition into the Trap Auditorium, we have different performances from our student groups, and then one community partner, who is Ballet Folklorica.
Today we gather as students, families, staff, and community members to honor the rich and diverse contribution of the Hispanic and Latino communities to our schools.
Okay, thank you very much. Moving on to student board member report. We'll start with Miss Allen.
Hello, everyone.
That's you.
My name is Treasure, and me and Frankie. Oh, go ahead and introduce yourself, Frankie.
This is working, yeah. So, hello everyone. I'm
Oh,
Frankie.
Mr. Cobo, I thought you were going to do it separately, but I guess you're tag teaming today.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
And this is our first official board report.
So today we have some students' highlights, some upcoming events, updates on the student well-being survey, some student proposals and recommendations, and our closing statement. So to start off, to be exact, to this Monday, yesterday, Skills USA had a little presentation over the CT program, and we basically talked about how Skills USA is a career and technical education pathway that gives students a chance to build a long-term learning experience and the freedom to explore what they want to pursue in college or trade schools. It teaches the fundamentals of understanding and applying skills, not just in the classroom, but also in the real-world professional environments. As you can see a little image, I'm also part of this. Next up, we also have a Champions of Hope event, community service initiative. The aim of this initiative is to assist our community in meeting their needs and to make a positive impact on their lives. This is coming real soon, October 2025. Next up, the Student Council is decorating a downtown fall decoration. Taylor, you want to add into that?
Oh yeah, it's October 4th on a Saturday, and we're just trying to get as many students as we can to like help decorate downtown for the fall. And yeah.
An update onto the student well-being and academic experience. The survey has been made. I'm excited to share that the student well-being survey is created to better understand how students are feeling in areas like academics, mental health, and the school climate. We are currently in the process of collecting responses, and I'll be bringing those results to the board real soon.
Hey, and hi again. My name is Treasure. So I would say my goal is, or our goal is to get more students involved. In me being a senior in high school, I don't have like a lot of outside of school activities that's on my record. So I would say that we should start with our freshmen to get them on board so they can have like proof of a dedication that they, participated in school, out of school activities all 4 years. And our idea is to either bring back assemblies, or make orientation mandatory for freshmen and allow all the clubs, like the Future Healthcare Club, which I'm a part of, or like sports, and also JROTC to like have a stand where they can like present their clubs to get students to join their club. And then also, when I had a meeting with Mr. Hill, he talked about the student leadership workshop that's going to be happening October 24th. He's going to take like a nice amount of students with him to basically get leadership experience. And I think that this will be really important for like all the underclassmen, so they can bring back the leadership that they learned and bring it back to Waukegan High School. And then, so lastly, our goal is to get more students involved in school activities, overall showing their dedication to colleges. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Very professional, very well done. Yes, Ms. Fabian.
So just, I want to clarify, and I think this is a great opportunity to have you guys connect also with the middle schools. There is a Rising 9 event that will be going on November 19th from 6 to 8 p.m., which invites all of the middle schoolers out to Brookside for just that purpose, to have an insight on the clubs, activities, what are the, they're not called encore, but the extra academics that they could, there you go, electives, I'm thinking middle school, all the electives that they can do, and the, dual credits, all of it. So I would encourage you to kind of work maybe with our middle school leaders to see how it is that you can encourage those 8th graders to come on that date, and give your perspective on how, if you had come, you would have been so much happier and so much more involved, and, you would have found these opportunities sooner. And then the second question is, you have a collection going on. How do we donate if we would like to donate to that?
So the instructor who's forming this is we're just starting it.
Oh, okay.
So this information will be reached out. I can give you that information from our instructor, so you can contact her, and she will tell you more about it.
Ms. Lindsay.
Two things. One, just to follow up on Ms. Fabian's question. So when you get it more organized and it's ready, I think it may be a good idea to connect with our superintendent to see if there can be a blast to the community, right? So if the goal is to support our community, there may be families that aren't in direct access to this information, but if we have a text blast to them, they may say, oh, okay, I have a couple of things. And instead of taking it to Salvation Army or Goodwill or whatever their normal is, they can divert it to your efforts instead. My other comment, I love that you're getting a bunch of students to go downtown on October 4th. I think that's great. I think, and maybe you've thought of this or haven't, either way, it would be good to connect with the principals for both middle schools and elementary schools, depending on if you want to have a certain age limit to who can help. So like maybe 10 or 12 or whatever, so that the whole district can get involved and it's not just high school students that you're looking to support.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. Ms. Fabian.
And then just one more question on that is, are you guys going to be needing supplies, help on that end
For the
decorations? or is that you-
So it's basically a student council event, so I'll have to talk to Miss Trojan and also the other leader about it, but I'll let you know. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. McBride.
I was going to say what Christine was saying earlier, but you got a mayor, and you're talking about downtown. You make sure he's involved some kind of way, because when you're speaking about decorating downtown, and our mayor should be more involved with our high schools, middle schools. So don't leave him out. Make sure you contact him.
Of course.
Thank you. And as far as your resources and stuff goes. Great.
Thank you, Ms. McBride. And thank you. I just want to commend our student board members. That was a beautiful presentation, very well done. I'm glad to see that you're getting involved in activities like that that are going to benefit the students and the community. Thank you both.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay. Moving on, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sets of minutes. Does anybody feel that we need to separate any of them out?
October, let's see, wait a second, September 4th and September 9th, I was not here, so, but we don't have to separate it. I can just vote pass.
Okay, well,
Okay.
it's not going to take long if we do them one by one. That way, we'll make sure that we
Okay, then I'll say
all
my-
vote appropriately then, okay? All right, first one is the minutes for the July 29th, 2025 special meeting workshop. Do we have a motion to approve?
Yes.
Motion by Mr. Riddle,
Second.
second by Ms. Fabian. Any comments, corrections, changes to minutes? Roll call vote.
Ms. Fabian,
Yes.
Ms. Hannah, Ms. Lensing.
Yes.
Mr. McBride,
Yes.
Mr. Ramirez, Mr. Riddle,
Yes.
President Rodriguez.
Yes, motion carries, minutes are approved. Item B is approval of minutes for the open session micro meeting, August 12th, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Ms. Riddle approved,
Second.
second by Ms. Fabian. Any comments, corrections, changes to the minutes? Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Fabian, Ms. Lensing,
Yes.
Mr. McBride,
Yes.
Mr. Ramirez, Mr. Riddle,
Yes.
President Rodriguez.
Yes, motion carries, minutes are approved. Item C, approval of the minutes of the special open session meeting, August 19, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Mr. Riddle,
Second.
second by Ms. Fabian.
Fabian.
Any comments, corrections, changes to those minutes? Roll call votes, please.
Ms. Fabian?
Yes.
Ms. Lensing?
Yes.
Mr. McBride?
Yes.
Mr. Ramirez? Mr. Riddle?
Yes.
President Rodriguez?
Yes, motion carries. Minutes are approved. Item D, approval of minutes for the open session meeting of August 26, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Mr. Riddle,
Second.
second by Ms. Fabian. Any comments, corrections, changes to those minutes? Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Fabian?
Yes.
Ms. Lensing?
Yes.
Mr. McBride?
Yes.
Mr. Ramirez? Mr. Riddle?
Yes.
President Rodriguez?
Yes, motion carries. Item E, approval of minutes for the special open session meeting September 4th, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Mr.
Second.
Riddle, second by Ms. Fabian. Any comments, corrections, changes to the minutes? Roll call vote.
Ms. Fabian?
Yes.
Ms. Lensing?
Yes.
Mr. McBride?
Yes.
Ms. Ramirez? Mr. Riddle?
Pass.
President Rodriguez?
Yes, motion carries. Minutes are approved. And the last one, item F, approval of the minutes for the regular micro meeting September 9th, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Ms. Fabian.
And the only comment is if, to approve with the amended, I'm not on the roll call, but I was present.
And that is a correction.
Okay.
Okay. Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Fabian?
Yes.
Ms. Lensing?
Yes.
Mr. McBride?
Yes.
Mr. Ramirez? Mr. Riddle?
Pass. I wasn't there.
President Rodriguez?
Yes, motion carries. Minutes are approved. Item G, closed session minute approval. What are we approving there?
Ones we previously reviewed in closed session. I can read it.
Okay, please.
It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the closed session minutes dated June 17, 2025, June 18, 2025, June 23, 2025, and July 22, 2025, previously reviewed in closed session.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Mr. Riddle.
Second.
Second by Ms. Fabian. Any comments, corrections, changes to minutes? Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Fabian?
Yes.
Ms. Lensing?
Yes.
Mr. McBride?
Yes.
Ms. Ramirez? Mr. Riddle?
Yes.
President Rodriguez?
Yes, motion carries. Minutes are approved. Item 9, opportunity for public comment. Do we have a sign-up sheet there? Thanks. Okay. Call your name. Please come to the podium, state your name, and you will have 3 minutes. And first name on the list is Mr. Ray Vukovic.
Good evening. Can anybody guess what I'm going to talk about tonight? You just voted on it, the minutes. Once again, look at how many sets of minutes you're doing. Going back to July 29th. What is taking so long? There are 7 of you elected board members. You have 2 employees. They're both sitting up there. They're the 2 highest paid employees in this school district. The superintendent is the secretary of the Board of Education. It is her duty to make sure that the minutes are done in a timely manner. They're not. I've been bringing it to this board. I brought it to the previous board. And I've had board members say, you know, you're right, and we're working on it, we're working on it. These same 2 individuals have, over the last 18 months, have brought on a number of occasions employees before this board for remediation and even termination based on their recommendations. Yet you allow them to continue in their positions and not get their work done. Would you allow that from a classroom teacher? Would you allow that from a building principal? I don't think so. You know, you just approved the closed session minutes, and you really should list on the agenda the minutes or the meetings that applies to, because it just says somebody looking at the agenda has no clue if it's 1 meeting or 50, because we know that there's a lot that are still out there that haven't been done. State law also requires that after the board approves the minutes, within 10 days, they're supposed to be posted on the district website. There are 2 meetings from July and 2 from June that were approved but not yet posted. Why? Why? You have all the resources in the world. These 2 people, the superintendent has, close to 2,000 people that work for her. Why can't these things be done? Why do we have to keep bringing it up? It's little things like this that, you know, there are technicalities, but they're technicalities that violate state laws. I really think you need to look at that a little closer, and you got to deal with it because there's absolutely no reason for it. You wouldn't allow it from any of those other 2,000 employees. Why do you let these two get away with it? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vukovic. Norma Rosario?
Hello, my name's Norma Rosario. I live at 917 Adams. I was born and raised here in Waukegan. I went to school and graduated from Waukegan High School. I worked here in this district for 22 years. I come today to say how disappointed I am with many decisions that the district has been making. I'm going to mention one today. We had a great opportunity to greatly improve our Waukegan High School baseball program and put it back on a competitive state. A candidate who applied for the position by the name of Mr. Melendez, who has many years of experience of taking players downstate in baseball and getting college recruitments for those students, was passed up for that opportunity. He has a carefully planned program already put together, ready to implement for our district to get it back on its feet. He has resources, people backing him up, ex-baseball players, people from other districts that were ready to provide resources for the players here and their time. He has students that he coaches that respect him greatly. He comes with recommendation letters from ex-baseball players and other baseball organizations that were brought to the light, but yet he did not get the job. It was given to someone who has had decades to improve the baseball program and has not done so. Until our district continuously makes decisions solely based on the best interest of our children academically and athletically, we will not see our district rise to a competitive level with other districts in the state. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rosario. Clyde McLemore.
Good evening. I'm Clyde McLemore, Executive Director for Black Lives Matter Lake County. First of all, I want to congratulate all the new people on this board that I haven't met, that I haven't seen in a while, and thanks for the old ones that's coming back, you know. It's been a while since I've been here. I've been involved with a lot of things going on in the community. And one of the things is that Black Lives Matter just bought the Black Chamber of Commerce, that building at 668 Lenox. And today we had a soft opening. Tomorrow we having a ribbon cutting open. This building is 6,650 feet. I used to work there. So to come to work every day now in a building that I actually own was really something, and I would love to invite all y'all out. I just brought some flyers with the address and everything. It's from 2 to 4. Yeah, I got something for you to eat because I know people want to eat when they come through. I got some little finger hors d'oeuvres there. And I like to work with District 60, so I really want my superintendent there tomorrow. If you ain't got a meeting, I need you to come by there and take a look at this place. This is really, I got 4 classrooms. I got a computer lab. One of your board members been there. He's seen it, and he's seen what we've done with this building and everything. It's brand new. Well, the building is not brand new, but it's brick, new roof, plumbing, everything. I mean, it's just been redone, and just want to invite y'all out. We even got a youth board member, 17-year-old board member, and that's really shocking, you know, that we got people want to come out. So I want to bring this out to the community. So my black and brown students and community, this is a resource center that we have, and it's the community's resource center. I might own it, but it's the community's building. Thank y'all for letting me share.
Thank you, Mr. McLaurin. Okay, moving on. Item 10, consent agenda, academics. The consent agenda consists of items that have previously been presented to the board and discussed with the board. And these are considered to be items that are not controversial. And so that in order to save time, they are just being voted on all together in one vote, unless somebody here has any reason to want to separate out any of the items. Ms. Lensing?
Board President, can we separate items 10B and 10D? And I think the board may want to vote on them separately instead of together.
10B and 10D?
Correct.
Okay. Any other requests? Okay. Then the items that we are going to vote on in the consent agenda are item A, approval of letters facilitator, train the trainers for D60's core phonics program. Item C, renewal of ACT Education Corp's pre-ACT fall assessment for grades 8 to 11. Item E, 2025 National Association of Co-Teaching Conference. Item F, attendance at the LRP Special Education Legal Conference. Item G, attendance at the National School Social Work Conference. Item H, attendance at the Closing the Gap Assistive Tech Conference. Item I, attendance at the Council of Administrators of Special Education Conference. Item J, Aruba CX Upgrade Network Equipment. Item K, renewal of Google Plus yearly contract. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
And second by Ms. Fabian. Okay, and these are all the items under the consent agenda from A to K, with the exception of B and D, which we are voting on separately. So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on the motion, Ms. Fabian?
Not a discussion, just a comment, because I do believe in thanking people when they go back and revise their work. So thank you for, I think it was item E, for going back and clearing up the paperwork so that it matches everything.
Thank you, thank you. Can we have a roll call vote, please?
Ms. Fabian?
Yes.
Ms. Lensing?
Yes.
Mr. McBride?
Yes.
Ms. Ramirez? Mr. Riddle?
Yes.
President Rodriguez?
Yes, motion carries. Items are approved. Okay, item B, approval to attend Aspiring Superintendent Academy for Female Leaders.
It is recommended that the Board of Education authorize the superintendent to approve Dr. Tasia Fields, Director of Student Access and Achievement, to participate in the AASA Aspiring Superintendent Academy for Female Leaders, where she was accepted into the 2025-2026 cohort. The total estimated cost, including registration, lodging, transportation, and per diem, is $9,800.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. McBride,
Second.
second by Ms. Fabian. Any discussion on the motion? We have a roll call vote, please.
Oh, I
Yes,
was
Ms.
gonna
Fabian,
say-
go ahead.
So for me, it's a large amount of money, and because it also looks like an academy, I would just also ask if the individual can look at possibly using the benefit of reimbursement for professional development and tuition.
Anything else? Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Fabian?
No.
Ms. Lensing?
No.
Mr. McBride?
Yes.
Ms. Ramirez? Mr. Riddle?
No.
President Rodriguez?
No. Motion fails. Item D, approval to attend the Innovative School Summit, December 2nd through 7th, 2025, San Antonio, Texas.
It is the recommendation that the Board of Education authorize the superintendent or her designee to approve Oscar Dupuy to attend the Innovative School Summits in San Antonio, Texas, from December 2nd through the 7th, 2025, The expected total cost is $3,782, which includes registration, lodging, travel, meal per diem rate.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Riddle,
Second.
second by Ms. Fabian. Any discussion on this motion? Roll call vote.
Ms. Fabian?
Yes.
Ms. Hannah? Ms. Lensing?
No.
Mr. McBride?
Yes.
Ms. Ramirez? Mr. Riddle?
Yes.
President Rodriguez?
Yes. What was the count? Was that 4?
You have
We do have.
consensus.
Motion carries.
Okay.
What was the breakdown? Was it 4,
4-2?
Or two.
4-2? Did I hear somebody pass?
Not on this
No,
one.
not
Okay.
this one.
I thought I had heard somebody say pass. Okay, motion carries. Item 11, consent agenda for operations. We have 4 items on this consent agenda. A is the approval of the architect selection for decennial life safety survey. B, approval of TK elevator service agreement. C, approval of the renewal of network technology innovation service agreement for 2025-2026. D, the approval of the emergency walk-in cooler replacement at Waukegan High School Washington Campus Kitchen.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
By Mr. Riddle, second by Ms. Fabian.
Oh, you need a second?
Oh.
No,
all
we
right,
have a
be-
second, but
okay,
she's
before we go-
confirming. Go ahead.
Nobody, I didn't give anybody an opportunity to pull any items if they wanted to do so. Do we have any items that, they want to pull an item? Okay. So we have a motion.
In a second.
And a second.
Who made the motion?
I did.
Riddle.
Mr. Riddle, second by Ms. Fabian. It's getting very consistent.
Yep.
We got it
Okay.
down to a science.
Tonight.
Any discussion on this motion? Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Fabian?
Yes.
Ms. Lensing?
Yes.
Mr. McBride?
Yes.
Ms. Ramirez? Mr. Riddle?
Yes.
President Rodriguez?
Yes, motion carries. Okay, item 12, purchases and contracts, there are none. Item 13, personnel items, personnel for 9/23/25.
It is the recommendation that the Board of Education accept the administration's recommendations to approve the appointments, retirements, and accept the resignations and terminations as found on schedules F1002, L949, T317, and G660.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Riddle,
Second.
second by Ms. Fabian. Any discussion on this motion? Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Fabian?
Yes.
Ms. Lensing?
Yes.
Mr. McBride?
Yes.
Mr. Ramirez? Mr. Riddle?
Yes.
President Rodriguez?
Yes, motion carries. Item 14, grants and donations, I see none, nothing under other. Financial reports, A, ratification of the second processing of September 25 board bills, manual check request payments, and Old National Bank insurance payments for the period of September 3rd, 2025 through September 16th, 2025.
It is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Education ratify the second September 2025 of board bills, manual check request payments, and Old National Bank insurance payments for the period of September 3rd, 2025 through September 16th, 2025. The accounts payable board payments for the period of September 3rd, 2025 through September 16th, 2025 total $1,335,149.33. The manual check request payments for the period of September 3rd, 2025 through September 16th, 2025 total $438,292.36. The Old National Bank insurance payments for the period of September 3rd, 2025 through September 16th, 2025 total $1,584,979.15.
Motion to approve.
Motion approved by Mr. Riddle.
Second.
Second by Ms. Fabian. Any discussion on this motion? Roll call vote, please.
Ms. Fabian?
Yes.
Ms. Lensing?
Yes.
Mr. McBride?
Yes.
Ms. Ramirez? Mr. Riddle?
Yes.
President Rodriguez?
Yes, motion carries. Okay. Item 17, reports and presentations. Do we have any committee reports? Yes. None?
We did meet our PTAC team, so we are going to have some more consistent meetings. This first meeting was just introductory.
Okay, anything else? All right, delegates report. Our delegate is not here. I know she is looking for input for the upcoming conference in November. So anybody that has any information that they'd like her to share or any items they wanted to bring up at the delegates meeting, please talk to Ms. Hannah about that, okay?
Thank you.
Item C, Superintendent report.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Previously, the board had approved an audit on our current food service contract, and tonight you will be hearing a feasibility report on our food service to update the board earlier in the year. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Mr. Moulton.
Thank you, Superintendent. Good evening, board members, staff, community still with us. So as the superintendent stated, the district engaged Walker Quality Food Services with a feasibility study to highlight the effectiveness and efficiency and long-term viability of the food service program within our district. We do have a summary presentation provided for you this evening that I would like to review with you. We're going to highlight the methodology that was used, operational findings, and I have started this presentation while we're calling in our Walker Food Service on the phone, just so you all are aware if there are specific questions at the end. Operational findings, key findings, implementation planning based on the findings, program implementation options, so different options on how we can manage our in-district program outside of the current method that we have with a third party, next steps, and final recommendations. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Thank you. So this was the methodology that our vendor used that we consulted. They did conduct this study during summer school in the month of June and visited our school sites to review our food service program. They did on-site assessments, observations of kitchens, serving lines, storage areas, and cafeterias. So what is the physical condition? How are things stored? How does it look? How does it appear? Is it enticing? They reviewed a series of documentation and data, which included menus, production records, invoices, participation reports, and compliance reports. They also engaged in stakeholder feedback. Now, they were here for approximately 2.5 days in district. So they did discuss with Sodexo staff. I hear myself. They did discuss with some of the Sodexo leadership as well as staff within the school buildings that they visited and observed. They also engaged with students who attended our summer school program in the cafeterias. And they also did a general compliance and benchmarking review based on ISBE standards, industry best practice, and USDA standards, which we do abide by within our district. So a comprehensive review, and they did review a lot of information prior to coming in district that we provided to them through data and documentation. So a summary of some operational findings. We currently have a centralized food service model, and we have a lot of kitchen infrastructure needs. So you'll note that on the next slide, I'm going to get into some key findings. You're going to see a little bit of redundancy in some things that were identified, but this is our current model. So we have operating kitchens at the middle school and high school, and then we provide food to the elementary schools because our elementary schools do not have full functioning kitchens, which goes into the kitchen infrastructure needs. So we have our elementary campuses. We also have Robbie Lightfoot as well as AOEC that do not have full functioning kitchens. Meal quality, including menu variety and nutrition compliance. So we do have nutrition compliance, but the menu variety is something that we have heard concerns about. We've provided updates to the board in previous years regarding, how the menu looks online. We've talked about variety and being culturally responsive, things like that for the menu. What the auditor found was that we need to have a little more variety based on what the proposal provided and based on some of the taste testing that we did when we started the contract. Equipment and facility conditions. We have dated equipment in some of our facilities, and I will talk in a little bit regarding the recommendation for a capital improvement plan specifically as it relates to the kitchens and the equipment that's being used to either heat or cook the food. Supply chain reliability. This is something that's kind of, specific to our program, not specific to our program, I should say, but, it's something that kind of is across the board. We're sourcing, this is about food sourcing, a lot of our products with our program. There's a lot of other districts, a lot of other vendors that source the food from same locations, and there's, there can be some supply and demand concerns there. But they did review that. And then the service efficiency. So this one I do want to take a couple extra seconds on and just kind of talk about these three specific things: speed, waste, and student satisfaction. So based on the amount of time that the students have to eat their food, they did evaluate that. They evaluated the amount of waste or the fact that there was waste, which could be for a variety of factors. But the time, the efficiency of somebody going through the line, based on the amount of time they have to eat, based on how much weight has accumulated, coupled with the engagement that they had with the students on the satisfaction of what they thought of the food. And again, this was during the summer school program, but a lot of the food items were consistent with what we served during the regular school year. They had some recommendations and observations based on this for improvements, but they did observe a lot of waste and speed in some cases throughout the serving lines. You know, maybe there were ways that could be a little more efficient and enticing for the students to get more variety of options so they have more time to eat. Next slide, please. Thank you. So some of the key findings: certain initiatives still need to be implemented, such as the pre-ordering application, but that is the app, as well as variety of menu items that I mentioned earlier. Now, we have followed up with Sodexo once we got the findings of this report, Ms. Williams and myself. There is a plan to roll out a pre-ordering app later on in the fall semester, and there will be more information coming out on that. But we have followed up with them because we know some of these items were anticipated to be done earlier in this contract, and they have yet to be done for a variety of reasons. Student observations of dissatisfaction with the food quality and variety of presentation. What I stated earlier, that was one of the key findings because they found that consistently in the different schools that they visited. Protocols inconsistent in implementation. So we do have staff training for the staff, but how those protocols are managed, not just from a food handling standpoint, but also from a safety standpoint, whether it's storage of chemicals. You know, some of this is also a review and reflection of some things we have areas of improvement on in the district as it relates to safety, storage, inspections, which we've talked about in the past here, and other avenues to ensure that we're maintaining a high level of compliance and standards within the comprehensive program, because it's a shared responsibility of the vendor as well as the district. Aging kitchen equipment, limited district oversight capacity. So Ms. Williams is excellent at her role, but she is responsible for two very large areas of the district: child nutrition and transportation. So the oversight of this multi-million-dollar operation is half of her job as a district liaison with contract enforcement. So they did identify that as a key finding, just based on comparables in some other districts and what they've seen with other food service operations that outsource food service. And then capital improvement plan needed for the infrastructure. And this is really focused specifically on the elementary schools, AOEC, and Robbie Lightfoot. They do not have full kitchens like the middle schools and high schools. So that was one of their key findings, that the district, along with the food service vendor, do a short-term, long-term capital improvement plan if we want to provide different options at our elementary level. All right, implementation planning and findings. So they provided some general timeframes for 4 main categories in implementation of the findings. And again, Ms. Williams and I have started on this with Sodexo because we don't feel like it is good practice and in the best interest of our students to wait to start to implement some of these items. We're currently under contract for the current school year. We want to see movement and understand fully what's taking place right now. So provide a comprehensive project plan over the course of the next 4 weeks. Infrastructure and training, which is updating standard operating procedures. Something that we have done in the past is the student-focused groups at the middle high school level as well as the elementaries. Menu tasting, satisfaction surveys for our students to get real-time feedback on a regular, consistent basis of what they're experiencing within the schools. Systems and transition, updating inventory software and itemized transition report. And really the itemized transition report is helping us identify, and we did receive this recently, we still need to review it, but help us identify what was done as part of the transition package when we went from Elior to Sodexo in 2023. There was a specific allocation of funds for that transition within the proposal. And reviewing continuous improvement, and this is, procedures based on feedback, performance reporting, regular things that are done either through Sodexo with their monthly safety audits, with our inspections that we do on a monthly basis with Ms. Williams and her staff, but really putting that together and then having after-action items based on the information that we find. And this would be applicable regardless of who our food service vendor is. All right, so we were provided some program implementation options. One is to continue with our current food service contract, which we are on 1-year renewals, and we're in year 3 currently. Rebid the food service contract for the 2026-2027 school year, transition to a self-operated program, do a satellite or hybrid model, or do a cooperative shared services model. Over the last several years, we've done the food service contract process, an option. So some immediate next steps: formal contract compliance review with Sodexo. Because Sodexo has been our vendor for 2 years, we need to ensure that what was performed in the audit and the findings, give them an opportunity to respond, which we've started those conversations, and itemize a corrective action plan as needed. Ensure that staff training is being conducted on contract management and associated support provided for that, because this is a very significant contract for our district, and currently it's managed by half of Miss Williams. But it is a large contract in scope when you do it in comparison to the amount of staff we have to enforce it at the district level. And then potentially engage in neutral third-party monitoring for ongoing support for enforcement of the contract because of all the various levels of compliance within the contract. All right, so I believe this is the last slide. And this is a coupled recommendation between the district administration as well as our consultant. So review and implement action items for the remainder of the fall semester. So we have about 2.5 months left for the end of December to really aggressively attack the action items that we've listed in the previous slides, and then provide another recommendation or an update and a recommendation to the board in January at the OSC meeting to be consistent with what we did last year from a timing standpoint if it's the desire that we rebid. Now, this is the administration's recommendation. Ultimately, what our consultant is recommending is the third bullet point, is that we perform a competitive bid process for the 26-27 school year that clearly outlines expectations for the various items you see listed on the screen, because we have an opportunity, and we attempted to do this in 2023, is award a contract. We're allowed to do this not solely based on low bid, low price, but based on performance, options, and offerings. So we believe we were prepared to do that last year when we provided an initial update in February. We would have had enough time between February and June 30th to do that. If we come back in January with a final recommendation and an update on the status and progress of what's taken place since this meeting, we believe if it's a desire or the recommendation to rebid, we'll be able to do that and initiate that process in January to award a contract by June. And that concludes the presentation.
Do you mind if I jump in real quick? So LeBaron, I know you worked with, I'm going to call them the auditors that came in to look at the food service program. And your recommendation is to go back and revisit some of the findings and come back in January. Is there any way you can move that date up? To me, that's hitting it very close, and it's going to put a lot of burden of the proof for you, because if not, personally, I think in seeing what we're seeing here, and just hearing from the board, opening the bid would still allow you to revisit that contract, and they could rebid based off the conversations that need to be had and make adjustments in that manner. That's how I'm thinking at. I mean, that conversation would still be able to take place, but it wouldn't hold up. And since we are on a year-to-year contract, going back out to rebid this would give us some options, but would also give them time to revisit what they had proposed initially. So I'm going to turn that over to you, because that's my train of thought.
No, thank you for the feedback, Superintendent. So we can absolutely do that. One of the reasons why we had that included was because we want to see some improvements and adjustments now. We still have a lot of school year left. And Sodexo has been good partners with the district. But you're absolutely correct. The feedback and the information sharing that's done now can be incorporated within a proposal. There's nothing that's keeping us from doing starting the RFP process now. And again, I believe we had a very comprehensive process last time. but obviously there's always room for enhancements and lessons learned. Price is only a portion of the process. It's quality, it's variety of offerings, presentation, branding, some of the additional features. I believe there were comments in previous meetings about the features like the app, pre-ordering. We have students that travel between buildings. That's something that could certainly be a benefit to them because they have maybe a reduced time to eat lunch. So, Superintendent, we can certainly do that. We do want to ensure that we're following up on these items in real time now because, again, we have the majority of the school year left, and we want to provide as best service as possible for our students with our current vendor.
Ms. Lindsay.
Okay, in true Lansing fashion, I have several questions. So I'm glad we clarified that not all of our school buildings have kitchen access. But one question I do have is, can you confirm for me what are the breakfast options at the middle school and the high school levels? Because I know what it is at elementary, given the restrictions, but can you provide that clarity? And then I have a follow-up comment to that.
I'm going to ask Ms. Williams to answer that question.
I appreciate you, Ms. Williams.
Good evening. Can you clarify that for me when you say menu items?
What are children in our middle schools and our high school locations served for breakfast?
They can have breakfast bars, they can have cereal, they can have milk. At the middle school, it's about the same. I think they can have hot sandwiches. The middle school and high school menus are basically the same, and the elementary is a little bit different. But if you go over to the NutriSites app, we can look at the menu that way as well.
Okay, so here's my issue with the breakfast, because what Sodexo presented to us were yogurt parfaits. They presented a breakfast sandwich. There were hot eggs and hot potatoes. And so every family handles it differently, but a breakfast bar and a Lucky Charms cereal or a Cinnamon Toast cereal does not register as a healthy, nutritional breakfast to me. So as parents, we make our kids breakfast every morning because we know that what's happening at school is not meeting the nutritional needs in our big picture. And I understand that it's quote unquote following state guidelines because it has to have the sugar and like all of the salt, sodium levels, etc. However, that is not what we were presented for Sodexo. And I can understand that our elementary schools not having a kitchen does create limitations. But that to me is a big area that if we as a board decide to go out for bid following the guidance of the auditors, is an area of improvement for our kids, because that's not a healthy breakfast. For this RFP, Superintendent, I'm really happy that you highlighted that while yes, January is sooner, it's not soon enough, and we can start the RFP process now. Sodexo can always look to rebid, right? That we're not saying no, you can't, right? So that's still inclusive. My question, and this is coming from the CUBE conference, and when I sat in on the Plainfield, New Jersey team talking about how they handle partnerships and contracts, et cetera, is always asking the question, what else can you do for us beyond the brief, beyond what we put on paper we need, right? We thought Sodexo was bringing us an app. And I understand there can be reasons for delays, but we're in year 3 and we don't have it. I'm glad that it's coming soon, right? But we've also started the year, and so kids are kind of in the motion of things. So my question is always going to be, what else can you do for us? If you want a long-term project and you know that you have a service to provide and you know our facilities aren't up to par, how can you help support getting our facilities to a point where you can provide your premier service, right? Am I saying that the companies are going to say, yes, let's pay for all of your kitchen renovations? No, like that's a pie in the sky dream, but can they help facilitate? Like we know that there are different grants or there's connections we can make to try to get some sponsorships. That would be great. That's my question, is what else can you do for us in this community beyond what's on the brief? I do appreciate that we're looking at those standard operating procedures. Anytime I see we're looking at that, I get excited because I think that needs to be consistent within the district. So I'm really appreciative of that. The only other piece that I'm going to touch on right now is I was also expecting within this report some financials tied to it, right? So in the recommendations, if it's determined necessary, we would go out for the bid process. But we weren't given any sort of financials of what the current market looks like and what that impact could be. It's like we have to wait for that, which is a bit frustrating because I think that was something we asked for up front. So if there's a reason as to why we don't have it, I would love to understand instead of be frustrated that we don't have it.
I don't know if we can answer that right now, but what we can do is we can take that question back and have them put something together surrounding that question around financials and what that trend is looking like for districts like us, and not only in Illinois, but throughout the nation. So that is something we can take back to them. Do you have any more on that? Because I didn't want to put you on the spot. I didn't see that in the report. That's why. And I could have missed it, but it's been a minute since I read that.
Yeah, so to help answer the question, we will need to come back with a, maybe like a chart or a diagram. They did do a financial analysis that was geared towards like our own district invoicing and revenue sources.
Yeah.
But for comparability and maybe what we're paying in the market, let's just go back and verify so we can summarize that information for the Board of Education.
I appreciate that. And I just want to make sure that everyone's clear. We're going to take that with a grain of salt. It's not going to be exact because every person going into the grocery store trying to buy eggs, 1 week it's $4, the next week it's $10, right? So it is kind of a moving target, but if we can just get a general idea, that would be helpful.
Sure. And one of the things that I'd like to comment, and this came up kind of early in the process when we reviewed it with Ms. Williams, is reimbursement rates versus the quality we're investing in certain items. So one of the things that's noted in the more detailed report is chicken sandwiches, chicken patties. So just to put in perspective, and this isn't to badmouth any fast food chain, but when you go to McDonald's and you get a chicken sandwich, it's a little different than the chicken sandwich that you get at Chick-fil-A. So those different levels within the school setting, there's an investment on the district's behalf it would need to make for those types of items, with the reimbursement being the rate it is. So that level of analysis for those specific menu items is something that we did discuss that we need to look into further to see what impact that would be on our district so we can regularly provide different quality for certain items to our students.
Mr. Moten, I'm really happy you brought that up because you did have in your slides the quality of food, and that's a big component of it, right? So I appreciate that. One other thing, because I have it on here, but I forgot to say it. Another thing that they did in one of the districts that I sat it on, it wasn't New Jersey, it was a different one. They looked at the most popular menu items and they made a day. Like Wednesday was always wing day for this district. I don't know if that would qualify within like the state regulations for like sodium and sugar and all that stuff within our diet, but making it like we will always have this menu on this day because we see the least amount of waste, we see the most excitement around it, etc. So that's something that we could also look to see if that would make sense in our district, just bringing that back from Cube. But I appreciate the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Fabian.
And then I just also want to clarify that there's also been some edits to that law that we don't have to go with the lowest bid. However, we want to stay within, well, I guess that's our judgment if we want to stay within the reimbursement rates. But so also keeping that in mind, that just because it's the cheapest doesn't mean that we have to choose it. So that's how we can also look at the quality. For the waste, I also wanted to know, well, actually for this, I wanted to kind of see more data to see how, like, where are our levels? Like how much waste, how much student dissatisfaction or satisfaction there is. I would have liked to seen like the concrete data of it. But I also want to see as far as waste, how much is being prepared to how much is actually being chosen. Because that's also, I think, part of, or the point of the app, of then them knowing how many students are going to eat what, so they're not over preparing items. The other part of it is packaging. I was an elementary teacher for a long time, and ensuring that packaging is easy to open. When we were talking about the amount of time, they have 20 minutes to line up, get into the door, get their meals, sit down and eat it. And you really got to train those kids how to like fight with this packaging to even be able to eat some of these things. So I think that's another area that we need to look into, is how easy is it for our kids to open right away, sit down and eat. And I think Mr. Riddle might agree with me on this too. I think we've talked about it before about recyclable packaging too, would also be a bonus. But really also looking at that. I would also like to see, as far as the student satisfaction survey, is the student interaction with the staff. I know they're moving through those lines quickly, but even, our lunchroom helpers have an impact on our students. And I knew some very phenomenal, lunchroom workers when I was teaching that were really just checking in on the kids as they came through that line, as they were in the cafeteria. So I think that's another area that we can look at. And then the staff satisfaction, how satisfied are they working within our buildings? And what can we do to support them as well? And then I would just also add, thank you, Alicia. I know you have a monster of a role, because it's not just nutrition, it's also transportation that you oversee. And if we could also make sure that we're picking Alicia's brain on her pain points, because as you said, she's got pain points and she has to oversee all of this spending. And so are there pain points with a particular company as far as communication, follow-up, et cetera, that we can start asking those questions when we go out for proposals to ensure how is it that they are going to alleviate those pain points for you, and ultimately for the district, right? And then the last thing, since we have our student board members here, I would also like if you could pick their brains on how they would get more input from the students as far as collecting that student data on how they feel about the school lunches and what they would like to see in the meals. To Ms. Lensing's point, right? Are there items that we know they'll eat all the time, even if they're eating it once a week because they love that item? Like how would they help to assist to get those surveys filled out? Because we know that we don't usually get a general big population sample size of the population, I should say, on this, on our surveys. So working with them to see how we can get that from them faster, or in a larger quantity, I should say, more students filling it out. I think that's all for me.
Thank you. And I think what the administration is trying to do is get a sense for how the board feels about sending us out for rebid. We can't vote on this because it's not on the agenda, it's an action item, but I think what the superintendent would like is just a head nod to know if we're in agreement, rebidding. I'm seeing a lot of heads going up and down.
Yeah.
Okay, got your answer. Thank you, Mr. Moten.
Thank you.
Oh, Mr. Riddle.
Yeah, I just had one question, Mr. Moten. I saw a hybrid kind of, evaluation or possibility, different types of, self-running our own program. There was recently a screening at the Three Brothers Theater of a program about food in schools.
Cafeteria Matters.
Cafeteria Matters, that's the one.
Right.
Yeah, you were there, Mike.
We were there.
And in there, the school district, a large school district, actually hired a former chef to manage their school system. Because what he found out was that the school district was paying lots of money. This was an urban school district, lots of money for this contract, but nobody was happy with it. And they had various vendors in. So he basically looked at the program and said, I can provide good food, exciting food, teaching kids how to eat healthy, and I can do it cheaper than you've ever done with the contracts that you've had. And so he went into the school district and he did that very thing. He oversaw the contract. He was, and since food is such a vital part of a school district,
putting one person to do transportation and food service and try to expect good results seems to me almost impossible. So I wonder if we might even want to rethink this and hiring a person just to manage our school. And could that really improve? Because that person then has the responsibility. We've got 22 buildings. That person could give you some ideas. This was a person who was going to retire. He had been in food service a long time and wanted to change the way food is served in school districts. And he was very successful. School districts came to look at him. He did, I think, burn out in the end, Mike, didn't he? Because it became after several years, and he was doing a lot of work with other school districts. He finally left that school district. But I mean, it's just another thought that I don't know if that's kind of a hybrid where you have your own person overseeing the program and really making changes. That would have to be put into the contract that we have hired our own person if we were going to do something. So it's worth looking at. Mike, you said the movie again is, what's it called?
Cafeteria Man.
Cafeteria Matters.
Man.
Cafeteria.
Cafeteria Man.
Cafeteria Man. Okay.
Man.
So we are
Yeah.
hearing recommendations.
Superintendent, sorry, your microphone.
I said, I want to thank the board because we are hearing a lot of great ideas and some recommendations. So there will be a rubric, a whole process that Mr. Moulton will put together. He's going to come back to the board. He'll explain, the different groups that we'll be utilizing. I know we've used student advisory groups previously, etc. So we will be coming back with to the board with that process and what it will look like. I do ask if the Board of Education does have any ideas that you email LeBaron, Nick, and myself on some of these suggestions that you have right now, so that as he's putting this plan together, we're taking those ideas into consideration and seeing how we could possibly implement them or build upon them. So any ideas you have, please send them to LeBaron, Nick, and myself, and we will work from there. Thank you.
Thank you. And Miss Hannah is watching. She was not able to stay because she was not feeling well. But she asked me, she says, could you ask him if we get reimbursed for the snacks that are served?
Yes. Yes.
If they're
Answer
connected
is
to
yes.
an after-school
Okay.
program.
Ms. Fabian?
Just, I wanted to highlight.
Oh, I didn't even see. I'm sorry.
I did have a question, but Miss Palencia, you did answer it, that about getting like students like actual responses. Like we can like do something like that. Like we can like put barcodes on the tables and like ask students to answer it, so you can get more liable like evidence or like information.
Great idea, Miss Allen.
Thank
So
you.
what I will tell you is that Mr. Moulton worked with our previous board member, and he will be working with both of you all. Okay, so you will be involved in this process.
Great.
Not only you, more students.
Ms. Lindsay?
And just maybe with that, because I love the QR code to scan. I know the high school has various PBIS in place. So like, I think Hero Points is still going on for you guys.
Yeah.
Like maybe if you participate in the survey, you get a point, right? So like it incentivizes them so that they can feel like they did something.
Modern technology, it blows my mind.
It's great.
So Mr. Moulton, you have marching orders. We're going back out for bid.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, item 18, information items, August 2025 FOIA report.
This is the summary of the FOIA work that has taken place in the month of August.
We've all had a chance to review that. Okay, item 18, B, itemized compensation report per Public Act 96-0434, SB 2270.
Ms. Pope, please correct me if I don't summarize what this is appropriately. This is a required compensation report that needs to be posted for the public to review.
Okay, thank you. Item 19, old business. Is there any old business? Item 20, new business. Moving on. 21, student discipline matters. There are none. 22, board member time.
Yes.
Let's start with Mr. Coble.
Anything you want to say?
So, just a reintroduction, like, hi, my name is Frankie. Just to keep further noted, that survey is on completion. I really want to say that it'd be best if all students can possibly fill out that, so we can have further recommendations. So, to implement new plans, if any idea you guys want to implement for the school. Besides that, I'd like to thank you guys for having me here. Yeah.
Glad to have you with us. Okay, Mr. Riddle.
Oh, Angela.
I did not miss Ms. Ramirez. The ladies are going to have the last word tonight.
Oh, they are? Oh, okay. All right, all right. Well, very brief then. I know some of our students last year were very interested at the high school in planting trees, and there was a project to do that. And I just wanted to let any student in Waukegan that's, high school age or older, that let them know that there is going to be another tree planting this year. In fact, it's 3 weeks from now, Saturday, October 18th, from 9 until 1 p.m., 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Whittier School. And we are working with we're working with Open Lands Project, Open Lands, and they are providing over 30 trees that are going to be planted in the Whittier School and the neighborhood there. And like I said, that's Saturday, October 18th. The school itself is doing a project on, why trees are important, what they provide. And if you'll know, the parking lot on the north side is where they're going to be, and along this street there, Lewis Avenue is where they're going to be putting some of those trees. And then along that neighborhood, it's going to be very pretty. The Open Lands is providing the trees for free. They're going to continue to do this. They want to partner with our schools, and we are happy to partner with them. So next year, there'll be another opportunity for one of the schools, possibly Whittier or one of the other schools. But anyway, if anyone wants to volunteer, they can go, just query Open Lands, Whittier School planting, October 18th in Waukegan, and you'll see a volunteer list, and it'll pop up, and you can sign up to help. And it's just filling out your name and other information. If it's a child, it of course have to be an adult that's doing that and come with the child. We don't want any children coming on their own. So it's really for adults. And if you bring in your child, you just have to supervise the child. And there was a question you had?
Do you know is that a Saturday?
It's a Saturday.
Gotcha.
Saturday, October 18th from 9 to 11 at Whittier School. And they'll be meeting inside at the gym. Principal Kramer's coordinating that. Some of us from the church across the street, St. Paul's Church, are going to be working with that group as well. So there'll be, there has to be at least as many volunteers as there are trees. So we need about 35 volunteers. We still have, if you look on the website, I think there's openings for at least 13 more people. So they need it. You need at least as many adults as you need trees. So we have about 35 trees coming.
Sorry, one more question. Do you know
Yes, go ahead.
how I can sign up? Like, is there a
You can
website?
sign up by just going on that website, Open Lands. You can just Google Open Lands Whittier School Tree Planting Project, October 18th, and it'll pop up. You'll see it. And then you just fill out the application. So they know how many people are coming.
Most definitely.
Okay, thank you.
I have a feeling you're going to need
Yeah.
it. Mr. McBride.
Kind of following your lead, Mr. Riddles, on the line of beautification as far as our city is concerned. I'm gonna go back again where I made mention. We have a mayor. Please get in touch with him as far as resources for downtown with doing the Christmas decoration. I think he would be more than welcome to have you on board because over the years, we've had a downtown, but it didn't really look like Christmas to me, and I'd like to see that come back. And also going back to the idea, I heard a lot about food services. I've been sitting there and the quality of food and what the kids should be eating and whatnot. I don't even sit in the cafeteria and eat. You guys do. And I love the suggestion that you came up with to sit down with the students and see what they like. Like Christine said, maybe wings, but they'll tell you what they like and what they don't like and what they'll throw away and what they don't will throw away. So I like the idea that you guys are in the process, and I'm looking forward to hear from it. I'm at Zion Business School. I see what they do every day. Also, too, in the summer, speaking of the breakfast program, I work with the summer kids this summer, and I watch what they throw away. But I don't want my opinion. I want you guys' opinion. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you, Mr. McBride. Miss Allen.
I want to say that Miss May or Miss Raven, the first board member, she had got in touch with me and like offered to mentor me, cause like she's
Wow.
yeah, she graduated from Spelman and she majored in biology, which I want to major in too, and now she's in med school.
Wow.
I think that's really powerful, and like I really appreciate her reaching out to me. So yeah.
If she's willing to mentor you, latch onto her.
Raven. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Raven was
Yes.
fantastic.
Really nice. Really
Thank
nice.
you. Ms. Fabian.
Oh man, I have a lot. Number one, congratulations to Clyde and Black Lives Matter. I won't be able to attend. Unfortunately, I have to work and pay bills still. So, but congratulations. And I do hope to stop by at some point. And I'm glad that he extended that offer to partner with our school districts. And I encourage, our nonprofits and our community resources to continue to reach out. And then I was also in attendance when Dr. Sanders came out to McCall, and so it was a beautiful event. I think our students did amazing, and they asked some very difficult questions that I don't think I've seen Dr. Sanders get as stumped when we ask questions. So I think they did a great job, and they had fun, and the tour guides that we had, the kids, you could tell they really loved their school. You could tell the staff really loved their school. So thank you, Miss May, for opening up your doors and again, celebrating and highlighting the work that she's done, and even with earning her blue ribbon status. Unfortunately, the blue ribbon is now no longer at the federal level nationally, and it's been pushed to the states to do. So I think we need to really advocate as a community how important it is to highlight those achievements and what we can do to support moving forward, recognizing our schools. So it was just a great experience. For Hispanic Heritage Month, I want to say thank you to all of those who came out and performed and who attended. Unfortunately, it was a very low turnout. So I would like to see in the future some more advertisement push out through all means, text messaging and all of that when we are inviting families to big district-wide events. I would also like to see if in the future we could start making sure that these big district-wide events are also live streamed for more accessibility, to ensure that all the community that can't come on that time or is unable to attend for whatever reason is able to see, and because our kids do phenomenal work. I would caution, though, whenever we're doing any cultural celebrations, that we work with families and community partners to ensure that what we're presenting is actually culturally appropriate and relevant. And so I know that was an ask for me last year, is that we do that, and I didn't see much of those connections being made. So again, just in the future, if we are mindful, especially when it's a cultural celebration, that we're ensuring that it's authentic, it's applicable to the celebration. And then I know you'll probably get to homecoming, so I'll let you. For homecoming, we are having, as part of the Waukegan Public Schools Foundation, a all alumni reunion on Saturday at 1 o'clock. So September 29th at Nightshades and Dark. So we invite all classes of all Waukegan high school, township, east, west, whatever was called when you went, Bulldog Raider, Bulldog with the eye patch, to come on out Saturday at 1 o'clock to Night Shades and Dark to learn more about the foundation, win some door prizes, network with your alumni. If you bring your business card, we'll enter you for a chance to win some gift cards. We'll be there until 4. And we also have a food truck that is alumni owned and operated, Georgia's Food on the Go, who will be there as well. So again, please come out and reunite.
Thank you. Ms. Lindsay?
So yeah, also a couple of things. So I was also fortunate to join in on our state superintendent coming to visit McCall. Again, you know, great positive feedback to Principal May. Every time I talk to a staff member that is either working there past, like currently or in the past, it's nothing but positive things to say about your school. So I think it was really good to highlight that for our state superintendent, Dr. Tony Sanders, because people need to see the good in Waukegan, because in all honesty, we have the best kids. Fight me on it if you want, but we have the best kids.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, right. And so I think they provide a good environment for those students, because like one of the things that the students said that they love about their school is that their teachers care about them. And that's what we're wanting across all areas of this district. So I think that was just beautiful. I also want to applaud our superintendent, Ms. Placencia, because not only was it just to highlight the good that's happening in Waukegan, but there was time taken at the end to advocate for what we need here in Waukegan. You know, and she tapped into Dr. Cesario and Mr. Moten to help support, like, this is what we need on the academic side. This is what we need with the capital improvement side. So any additional funds that can be made available, like, we're ready to take them. So I was really happy that you were able to advocate for this district at that event. I was also happy to join the Hispanic Heritage Month celebration. I agree with Ms. Fabian. Like, if we could live stream just for accessibility, right? Maybe a kid's parent can't come see, but it would be great to see that, like, live streamed. If we can get our sports live streamed, as many things that our kids are doing and we can stream safely, I think that would be great. But I looked at all of the boards that our students put work in, and there were some amazing facts in there. And so I was just really excited to learn more and read through the student work. I do have on the event for the Schools Foundation, just a quick note, I was dropping my kid off for an activity and saw the class of 74 reunion happen this weekend. And I was like, oh, that's like 30 years before me. I didn't want to like crash their party, but it was just nice to see. Oh, girl, I wasn't blasting anybody. But it was just nice to see that those things are still happening in the computing. Okay, I'll go away from the dates, but that was just beautiful to see. So hopefully they're able to come out and make some of those things or make the event. I do want to see and check in with the board. We attended the CUBE conference and I had floated it to the superintendent and to the board president, but rightfully so, it's more of a, does the board agree? If it would be possible, I think it would be a great way to set the example of when you come back from a conference, what does that look like? So if we could have like a D60 and 60, a video, if you want to come and work with Nick in the communications department in our beautiful studio to prepare something about one or two of the sessions of what you learned and what you're excited about to try to bring back to Waukegan, I think sharing that out in that way would be really beneficial and streamlined. But that's for the broader board to kind of look at and see if that they want to do. Superintendent, very rightfully so, was like, we need to get board consensus on it. So I was like, I'll bring it up during board member time because OMA, I can't just email people. And then two more things. Was the homecoming for me or for board president or for Ms. Ramirez? Oh, okay. So we do have, so three more things. I know. We have the parade coming this Friday. So I'm excited to help with the float for the Starry Night theme that we have going. I wish all of the judges good luck in choosing the best float before the game later that evening. So if you can come out, support our kids. Hopefully we hear Ghetto Bird. That's a tradition. I'm wanting to hear it. The community wants to hear it. We'll see if that happens. But otherwise, the game itself is going to be great and fun. The other two pieces. One, I just want to say to all of our parents and caregivers out there who have children in their homes with autism, some very concerning information came out, and I just want to reiterate, trust the experts.
Yeah.
Tylenol and acetaminophen while you are pregnant does not cause autism. It's been researched thoroughly. So it's very upsetting, and it's putting a lot of people in a discomforting position, and that's not fair to you. So I, as a board member, understand that, and I recognize that, and I support you raising your child. A lot of it is just coming down to being able to recognize and screen kids sooner, which is why we're seeing a rise. And there's research going on, so the only additional piece is just follow the science, trust the experts. And on top of that, I just want to personally share that I think we talk about mental health, especially during this very tumultuous time. Things are coming at us from a variety, whether we're dealing with ICE, whether we're dealing with executive orders, whether we're dealing just day-to-day trials and tribulations, I'll call them. You need to make sure that you are pouring from a full cup, and therapy is a good way to do that. Just publicly, I'm going through therapy and I think it's great. I don't want it to be a stigma. So I think if we can just say, hey, yeah, this is normal. It's a good way to make sure and check in on your mental health. Then maybe more of our community members will tap into the resources available. We have the wraparound center. You can self-refer. You can talk with your school to see if that makes a good sense. Choice for your student, or if they can provide services at school, as well as other community partnerships available. So please check in on your mental health and reach out for help so we don't escalate into unsafe situations. Other than that, love our kids. They're great.
Thank you, Ms. Lensing. And now for the last word,
Yes.
Ms. Ramirez.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. I first want to remind everyone, tomorrow the bonfire, high school students, remember that you must take transportation. We don't want any of our parents driving anyone over to the beach because they will be turned away. So make sure that you're taking that public transportation over to our bonfire. I'm so excited for homecoming. Homecoming is always my favorite time of the year. The game is on Friday. Please come out and support our students. I want to reiterate what Ms. Lensing said, but if you guys don't mind, I want to say it in Spanish to our families. En este momento es un momento importante donde tenemos que cuidar nuestra salud mental. Es muy importante nosotros como padres ayudar a nuestros hijos y saber que aquí en el distrito tenemos ayuda para nuestros hijos. Pueden ustedes hablar con nuestras trabajadoras sociales. Tenemos aquí el Wraparound Center, donde ustedes pueden referirse ustedes mismos como familia de algo que necesiten. With that, I want to say Happy Hispanic Heritage Month to all of our students, all of our families, and continue to know that you are welcomed in Waukegan.
Thank you, Ms. Ramirez. And I just want to say, I was going to let you have the last word, but I'm going to say a couple of words. I'm just very thrilled to hear all the positive things that are coming from our board members. I love it. You know, you are all supporting everything that's going on in the district and our kids and our city and everything else. And it's just so good to hear so much positive optimism coming from all of you. So thank you for that. And with that, I would like to ask for a motion to go back into closed session for the purpose of discussing items that fall under the category C1, which is an exception to the Illinois Open Meetings Act. That's personnel matters and special personnel appointments, employment, compensation, performance, and dismissals. We have a motion. Motion by Ms. Fabian. Second.
Second.
Second by Ms. Lensing. Can we have a roll call vote, please?
Ms. Fabian?
Yes.
Ms. Lensing?
Yes.
Mr. McBride?
Yes.
Ms. Ramirez?
Yes.
Mr. Riddle?
Yes.
President Rodriguez?
Yes, motion carries. We're now in closed session, and we are going to adjourn right after closed session. There will be no more business conducted tonight. Okay, so good night to all of you.
Thanks, everybody.